Hi, and welcome to the news. Today we have heard that Microsoft has started releasing the Windows 10 1809 update back to the Windows Insider group. They have traced the faults and they believe they've fixed it. They believe the fault is to do with when you have redirected your default desktop documents and profile folders, and the update is doing a cleanup and is deleting any files that have been left behind after the redirection. The problem with that is some applications reference the folders directly and not through the redirection link, causing the issue. Intel have released information on their new 9th gen CPUs, mainly the K series CPUs, the i9, i7 and i5. The i9 is an 8-core 16-thread CPU. The i7 is an 8-core 8-thread CPU. And the i5 is a 6-core 6-thread CPU. It looks like for the first time the i7 will have no hyperthreading. The 7700K had 4 cores and hyperthreading, giving it 8 threads. The 8700K had 6 cores and hyperthreading, giving it 12 possible threads to use. But the 9700 will have 8 cores and no hyperthreading, giving it theoretically the same number of threads as the 7700. But less than the 8700, even though it is selling for $20 more than the 8700. The new i7 will have a standard clock speed of 100 MHz slower than the previous generation, the 8700, but the turbo speed will be 200 MHz faster, while the i5 will have a 100 MHz faster base speed and a 300 MHz faster turbo speed. Intel are bringing back soldering the CPU to the heat spreader, the same as what it used to do. This allows for more efficient cooling of the CPU, and it means higher overclocking speeds for enthusiasts who water cool and then liquid nitrogen cool. Intel have bore the brunt of some bad press following the commissioning of Principled Technologies to perform the initial benchmarking of the new 9900K i9. Principled Technologies methodology has been called into question. Hence, a number of the main reviewers are waiting until they can get their own hands on the samples of the i9s and some motherboards featuring the new Z390 chipset so they can do their own testing and make their own decisions. The Principled Technologies initial testing showed clear favour in regards to the i9. However, they have done some new tests which show the gap between its closest AMD rival to be a lot narrower than what it was originally shown. New chipset. Along with the new CPU is a new chipset, the Z390. The new CPUs will work on the Z370 chipset, but the 390 introduces some new functionality. Potentially the biggest update is the 3.1 Gen 2 ports, which work at 10 gigabits per second. With the same number of HSIO lanes, which provide bandwidth for devices such as USB, which run at 8 gigabits per second, it looks like the Gen 2 will need to use 2 HSIO lanes instead of just one. This means that manufacturers will need to decide how many ports of what type will need to go on in each system, as 2 lanes will be used for 1 port for Gen 2, but only 1 lane needs to be used for Gen 1 USB ports. Another item in the new chipset is integrated Bluetooth 5 and Wi-Fi 802.11ac, or Wi-Fi 5 in the new naming convention. The Wi-Fi 5 allows speeds of up to 1733 megabits per second with Wave 2 channels. Here is a breakdown of the Z390 compared to the Z370 and the previous gen Z270. All the main motherboard manufacturers have completed design and initial manufacturing runs of the new boards, and samples have been shipped out to reviewers. So we should be able to get some performance reviews on the 19th after the embargo from Intel has been lifted. Some quick notes. Asus have released pricing for its ROG Republic of Gaming's phone, which is due out on the 18th of October, along with the accessories that you can purchase to go along with it. The Razer Phone 2 has been shipped out to reviewers and will be released soon in major trading zones. The phone comes with wireless charging, fast charging via the USB Type-C port, 8 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, and the logo on the back has RGB lighting, which you can customize so that when you get an alert that will show up for a specific color. The pricing is expected to be around $800 US. The Pixel 3, the Notchgate continues. Pixel 3, the standard phone, has no notch, while the XL has what is considered to be the largest notch yet. Everyone is noticing, and comments abound. MSI have completed manufacturing. MSI have completed its first run of RTX 2070 cards and are due to ship them out on the 17th of October. Thanks for watching. Come again. Please remember to subscribe. Please subscribe. Come on back now, you hear?